So I talked to an entrepreneur the other day, and we were talking about pricing, and this theme comes up all the time. In fact, I was reading an article just a moment ago where they were talking about that you have to build your brand, and that you have to build this idea that you're different than your competitor. And here's the thing. Most people think that along the way as a business owner that they have to compete on price. I'm telling you, you don't have to compete on price. This is not a race to the bottom to see how cheap we can be in buying, when we buy something. And the same thing goes for how inexpensive we can be to the client, our customers. Do not compete on price. Now, here's some great examples, and I'll just read this to you. Nike offers a wide range of shoes and equipment. Now, if you think about Nike you think of them as a shoe company, but they're an apparel company, and they are currently among the best selling globally. And that isn't because they're selling $10 athletic shoes. For example, their Air Jordans sell for $150 on up. Now, it depends on the style and everything, and yet they're not selling $10 shoes. So they have decided that they're going to be the best at what they do, and they're going to sell these shoes that are branded toward athletes. Now, let's use another example of not competing based on price. I'm sure that somewhere along the way you have stopped to get a cup of coffee. Now, I'm not talking about a McDonald's cup of coffee, although I'm not opposed to that. A McDonald's cup of coffee is $1 for the large cup. But what if I said to you that Starbucks doesn't care that McDonald's sells their coffee for $1 because they are selling on what they believe to be a delicious, handcrafted cup of coffee. Now, when you go into Starbucks, you can see the barista standing there. Many times you can converse with the barista, and you give instructions to the register. They write it on the cup, they type it in the computer, and they send it over to the barista on a label, and the label, they look at it, and they make your cup of coffee. The only exception to that is that there's these carafes behind the counter, and if you order just a plain cup of coffee, if they have it brewed, they go ahead and they pour it. But even that plain cup of coffee is going to cost you $2. If you get the handcrafted coffee, it could cost $3.50 on up. I've seen, I've ordered certain drinks at Starbucks that have cost me almost $10. So as you can see, those are two examples of well-known product, well-known services, and they're not competing on price. Now, the problem is that we have created this idea of competing on price because we've become this, we've taken on this Walmart mentality. Now, I don't have anything against Walmart. In fact, I studied Sam Walton early on in my business studies and career, and I am keenly interested in what Sam Walton did and was doing when it came to customer service and providing quality products to their customers at a competitive price. The problem is, after Sam Walton died and the family took over, they tended to move away from the Made America idea, and we saw more and more cheap materials coming in from outside of the country, and then they started competing on low price leader. That's their brand, low price leader. And so everyday low prices, all of that. So they are on this race to the bottom to be the cheapest for the consumer. The problem with that is now we're looking at salary problems with the employees. They want to unionize. And so all of this work that Sam Walton did to take care of his customers, take care of his employees, all is skewed now because they wanted to be the low price leader. Again, there's nothing wrong with offering quality product or service at a competitive price. But if that's all you have to offer for your customer, then you've already lost. Here's the other thing that I tell my entrepreneur clients all the time. When I'm asking them about pricing and I'm looking at how they build this pricing structure, and I want to know, do they understand their margins? And then they get into this conversation about, I'm thinking about discounting my service or discounting my product. And I say to them, why? If anything, you should be raising the price. The minute that you discount something in your product or service, and I'm guilty of this, I'm going to tell you that this is a error that I learned from. This is a failure that I learned from. And so I want to give this to you for free. The minute that you take your price and you lower it or you discount it, even if you say, I'm going to give you this price for 30 days, this price is good for 30 days. The minute you do that, you create a psychological bookmark in the client or customer's brain that says that the $1,000 service is really only worth $750 or $500 or $950. Whatever you discounted, whatever you took off, you immediately tell your customers that what you're selling is really only worth that amount. So if you truly want to build value for your client, for your customer, you have to stop discounting. The hardest thing that I ever did was to shift from being a nickel and dime coach to a high ticket coach. The hardest thing I ever did, because I was worried, and all of my clients that have done this since have been worried about losing customers. Here's the deal. The customers you lose, we're going to leave anyways, because they were only there because you were cheap. Here's the other thing that I found out, especially in the area of coaching and consulting. If you charge a client $50 an hour, just as an example, that there is no skin in the game. There's not enough backing in financial investment by the customer to make a change. So what I found was the customers that I charge my new pricing for, they understand the value of the dollar. They understand that they're getting something for that. And they understand that if they don't make the changes, they have wasted the money. This is not about me making more money. This is about me providing a product or service to my customers at a rate that motivates them to make a change. Change is hard. Everyone's different. I cannot make someone change. But what I can do is incentivize that change by saying, by the way, it's going to cost you X dollars to meet with me on a weekly basis. And what I expect of you is moving the needle. What I expect of you is to be the premier athlete, to be the premier business owner, to think outside of the norm that we've always done. If you're going to be an entrepreneur, if you are an entrepreneur and you are doing these things, if you're racing to the bottom for the lowest price, if you're discounting all the time, you are hurting yourself. Hear me out. You are hurting yourself. Stop doing it. You are going to lose some customers. But again, those are the customers you were probably going to lose anyway. So do not worry about the fact that you're going to lose some. Yes, you may lose some revenue for a period of time, but if you are not ramping up and preparing for the new customer base that you're seeking to attract, then that's where the problem lies. Listen, if you need help on this, I coach people all the time in this. I am a business coach. I help my clients build their empires. If you need help, give me a call. Go to my website, MaximumChange.com. Reach out to me. If you don't get help from me, find help from a business coach somewhere. Go find an advisor. Go find a rich uncle that has been very successful in business. Go find a rich aunt that's been successful in what they do and get their feedback, get their advice. But I'm telling you right now, you do not have to run your business and lead on price. You can have a powerful money-generating business and it not be about the price. Think of Nike, think of Starbucks, think of Apple Computer. Well, they're just Apple now. They do not lead on price. Well, they do lead on price. It's the high-end price. Now, final word. Not everyone can afford the high end. I get that. This is your business. You can pick and choose if you offer something at a pro bono or at a discounted rate, but I'm telling you, if that's your norm and not the exception, then you are not going to grow your business. You're not going to scale your business the way you want it to, because the clients you're attracting are always going to nickel and dime you. They're always going to ask for discounts, and your margins will always be low. You want to scale, you want to build, you want to grow your empire. I'm telling you, do not lead on low pricing. I'm Dr. Foster, the success coach with MaximumChange.com. If you like this video, just click down below, subscribe, and follow us. Go to our website at MaximumChange.com. You'll find all of our social media links there. I'd love to hear from you. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on LinkedIn, Tumblr. Just look for us. We'd love to hear from you. And if, by the way, you would like a consultation with me, just go to our website and fill out the form there and get started with a free strategy session. Have a great day.